Ninth Street. One sentence about fiscal impact analysis. Fiscal impact analysis is every bit as crucial as Ms. Anthony mentioned. And such analysis with a plus or minus 15% confidence level is much easier to do than you may have been led to believe. But it is unbelievably critical in deciding about annexations, rezonings, and so forth. Otherwise, it's like, well, I think that'll do. And Mr. Mathis, well, we think it's better than not. Well, the fact is these things are done all over the country, and quite often they definitely show, no, it's not better than not. And having more people pay on something doesn't necessarily make it easier to pay it. It just increases the bill for everybody. But the most important thing was I wanted to respond to Mayor McDavid. I like your comment that it's basically we need a dense downtown. So I think it's time to commit that the council and the city should commit to a dense downtown with a robust transit system for at least 50 square miles of the city. I'm sorry you can't have a dense downtown, and you can't have the kind of things you want without that. We don't have it today. We're not exactly near having that, but that's the precondition. But one way we can do that is actually to make it our plan. I think the council, as soon as possible, should commit to supporting the DCLC's planning that was developed with the long-term charrette program. Specifically, I recommend that the council adopt the DCLC's charrette report as a conceptual guide to the two study areas that have already been done, and then to commit to setting a timeline for implementing, to work on implementing the plan that is in that report. Now, by conceptual guide, I mean, for me, this is regulatory, but it's not thou shalt or thou shalt not. But conceptual guide means that any rezoning, any kind of action that requires council or kind of action within the two study areas must include a determination of conformity with the charrette study. Now, that doesn't mean that it says yay or nay, but it has to be a part of the report so that you actually have it. I think maybe if we had more of that, you might have required more things, the developments that have taken place that are basically going to break us all. Third thing, I tend to believe we need more industrial jobs and more industrial sites. But actually, I think locally created and locally controlled incentives, which might be tax abatements or might not be, are possible and would work much better. And we should have a fully funded, through bond issues, economic development fund from which to pay those, so the school district doesn't end up short. We don't end up, but all the citizens who are paying taxes to pay back those funds will be footing them, rather than this bugger thy neighbor kind of thing with, very rigid state plans that don't really fit us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Clark.